Yo, what's going on? With the manga approaching a time skip, I thought it would be a good idea to cover the karma mark and explain everything that it does so far, and kind of give like a recap of the events that have been happening in the manga as of lately. Now, this video is gonna have some slight spoilers for like any anime only people, so this is being recorded around like episode 184, 185, so you might want to click off, but if you already know what's going on in the story, then feel free to watch if you don't really care. But anyway, let's go ahead and start with what the karma is. The karma mark is a seal that's used by the Otsutsuki clan, and they can pretty much put it on another person's body and turn them into a vessel. Now, in Boruto, the only Otsutsuki that have used this seal have been Momoshiki, with Momoshiki placing the seal on Boruto and Ishiki placing the seal on Jigen and Kawaki. Now, the karma seal contains the Otsutsuki member's DNA and is used as a way for an Otsutsuki member to revive if need be, but it requires a good deal of energy to implant it on a vessel. Now, the karma overwrites the vessel's DNA, and once their DNA is fully overwritten, they can revive into the vessel. They can also place the karma mark on multiple vessels, but to do so takes quite a bit of energy from the user. And we've seen Ishiki do this because he had a karma seal on both Jigen and Kawaki, and due to Ishiki being in Jigen's body, he used science to help put karma on Kawaki through these scientific experiments, and pretty much if the person cannot handle the power of the karma, then they would just die. But later on in the story, Ishiki is resurrected in the imperfect vessel, that being Jigen, and the karma mark on Kawaki disappeared, forcing Ishiki to find another suitable vessel to replace his karma on. That, of course, being Kawaki. Now, there's like this little safety feature with the karma that once the karma gets used and the Otsutsuki member resurrects, all former vessels or any other vessels that are left over, the karma marks on them disappear. However, though, if you've had a karma mark previously, that DNA that's already been overwritten stays with you permanently, so you cannot get rid of it. Now, the karma seal also comes with some powers and abilities for the vessel. Vessels are able to use space-time ninjutsu. We've seen Kawaki and Boruto open the space-time rifts, and Boruto transported Ishiki to the battlefield during the Ishiki fight. It also gives the vessel enhanced physical abilities, and it can also absorb jutsu, which the anime only people should be getting pretty soon, but Boruto absorbing the flames off Konohamaru's body during the Kashin-Koji vs Team 7 fight. In Boruto's case, the karma mark also gives him regenerative abilities. The karma mark has healed some of his injuries in the past, and after him and Kawaki had finished sparring, one of his injuries had healed up, and also during the Ishiki fight his injuries healed up too, so seems like it's just exclusive to him for now. I looked everywhere, but I couldn't find anybody else, Jigen or Kawaki, that had this either, so it seems to just be his for now. And also for vessels that are not as experienced with the karma, using it drains their energy quite a bit. When Boruto and Kawaki first met, and both their karmas activated and they exerted all that energy, they both passed out, and it just takes up a lot of energy from the vessel. Characters like Jigen, it's shown because when Jigen overused his abilities, his body started to break down and his stomach actually started to crack just due to the large amount of chakra. Also, the Otsutsuki can take over the vessel's body when the user is weakened and low on chakra. When taken over, the vessel's karma seal expands throughout their body and the horn appears on their head. When Momoshiki had possessed Boruto, he was able to use all of Boruto's techniques, and he could even fly, as shown during the Boro fight. Momoshiki was able to create a giant Rasengan in Boruto's body by just taking like a little bit of Naruto's chakra. However, the Otsutsuki cannot stay in this form long, as the vessel can become conscious again and retake their body once their chakra restores. And the most recent example of this is that in the latest Boruto chapter, chapter 54, after Momoshiki and Boruto's body absorbed the fire style jutsu from Kawaki, this gave Boruto enough chakra to reawaken his own body and become conscious again. I also want to mention that Kawaki was also able to have Ishiki's horn appear on his head, but that seemed to be due to his heightened emotional state at the time, and his karma had progressed pretty far. And there's one other ability that I forgot to mention, is that the Otsutsuki, if they have more than one vessel, they can actually use that karma mark on the vessel to actually open a rift and transport to where that vessel is. So they can pretty much pinpoint the other vessel's location just based off the karma mark. And this is how Shiki was able to find Kawaki and Naruto's home. Now, currently in the story, Boruto and Kawaki's karma marks are around 70 to 80% complete, and they are almost full Otsutsukis. And for some reason, Kawaki and Boruto's karmas resonate with each other, and this pretty much speeds up the karma progression for them. Usually for the karma progression, it does go pretty slow, but for whatever reason, their karma marks are somehow compatible and they just resonate with each other. Currently in the Boruto manga, Kawaki does not have his karma, but his DNA is still changed. So whenever Boruto does get to 100% completion, his body is eventually going to be taken over by Momoshiki. With how far Kawaki and Boruto have progressed, either one of them are enough Otsutsuki to be sacrificed to the Ten Toes to go ahead and just create the divine tree and then create the chakra fruit. So even at 80%, it seems that you don't need to be 100% finished with the karma progression to be worthy enough to be sacrificed to the Ten Toes. But yeah, so far that's pretty much all we know about the karma mark so far. There's still a lot of questions about the mark, and these are pretty much just going to be answered as the story progresses. But you know, Kawaki currently does not have one, but later on he will at some point in time after the time skip. Kawaki and Boruto are going to have the karma in the future, so let me know what your theories on that. How do you think that Kawaki is eventually going to get his karma mark back in the future? My deal is I think it's going to be something with Amato doing something to him, but I think I already made a video on that, so I don't want to go too in depth into it. And they're eventually going to have to either slow down their karma progression or stop it at some point, but we don't know that now, but I expect that it's going to happen since they're 80% now, and they're going to be eventually at 100% in the future if the progression doesn't stop. But hope you guys did enjoy the video. I usually don't script my videos, but I did it for this one since I wanted to include some important information. But I'll make a part 2 after the time skip and after we get more information. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Discord. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.